So guys, welcome back to the channel. Montel Gordon here. In today's video, I kind of want to do something that's like extremely valuable to you guys. I know that a lot of you guys are actually struggling to set meetings, or when you're attending these meetings, you're not looking like an authority figure. The business owner's not taking you seriously. So what I actually want to show you today is how you can actually automate setting up your meetings in such a way that basically allows you to use a certain system that handles your meetings for you. So basically using meeting software to schedule your meetings. Now the reason why you'd want to use something like this is, again, it actually will, I've literally had clients tell me that they literally want to work with me just because I have a system like this, and that because it's very clean, very systemized, and they can tell that I take business seriously, and I have systems down that they're kind of proud of. I've literally had business owners tell me that they want to work with me, literally just not even 2 weeks ago, I kid you not. But yeah guys, what I'm actually going to do in today's video is take a snippet out of my 4-week mentorship program and show you what I'm actually teaching some of my mentorship students. Now, I've actually been inside courses that have taught me this stuff, and it's literally cost thousands of pounds just to get even inside this course. So I'm actually giving you guys this value here for free. And this again is something that I've been teaching my students inside my mentorship program, which, by the way, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a 4-week mentorship program. I've not really mentioned it on my YouTube channel. I don't think I've ever actually mentioned it, but I've opened up a mentorship program where I basically work with somebody one-on-one for a 4-week period. You basically get 4 calls with me, and I break the calls down in a sequential order. So, from, being a complete rookie to actually landing your first client. And the 4 calls, if you're ever wondering, by the way, call number 1 is basically I teach you how to lead source. My lead sourcing alchemy stuff's inside of there, which basically teaches you how to go and build a list of 1,000 businesses within like 10-15 minutes, so you can actually just focus on reaching out, picking a niche, lead sourcing, getting all your leads lined up and loading the cannon basically, so that you don't have to prospect ever again, or spend about 10 minutes 20 minutes prospecting each month, and then you can have like 2-3 months worth of leads ready for you to reach out to.
Montel, man, thank you so much for showing me your prospecting system. Since using your system, I've literally cut my time in half while doubling my results when it comes to potential leads. I only have to prospect like once a month now for an hour, and I have a whole month's worth, 2-3 months worth of leads just from using your system. For anyone who's on the fence, I promise you he will deliver you what you're looking for.
So that's call number 1. So call number 2 is actually focus all on outreach. Like, now that you've got all these leads waiting and ready in a CRM system or in a Google Sheets, what do you actually do to reach out to them? So I'm going to give you all the templates, scripts, video messages, Loom audit templates, all the sort of scripts I've ever used that have successfully landed me meetings. So what you also get included in that call is all the scripts, all the email scripts, all the LinkedIn scripts, all the connection request scripts, all the video messages that I actually use, all the Loom audit templates. I actually use Loom as a strategy. If you guys don't know about that, I'll actually create a video on that if you want me to. So call number 3 is all about sales, and how you actually go about setting meetings and actually taking that meeting. What do you say? What do you actually come dressed as? Do you take it on Zoom? What do you wear? What do you say? All that sort of stuff. How do you actually close the sale at the end? How do you build authority, rapport? How do you actually go and close the sale? And then call number 4 is then onboarding that client. How do you take payments? Do you sign a contract? Do you sign an agreement? What do you do with the client? How do you even find and outsource if you don't know Facebook ads? All that sort of stuff. So it's a full A to Z mentorship program, and again, it's 4 weeks. And what I've also decided to do, guys, is I've noticed that a lot of these mentorship programs, it's like you get your 4 calls and then they forget about you in the mentorship program. Well, my mentorship program is completely different. I'm actually going to offer you guys my personal phone number so that you can actually keep that for life. So when the 4 calls are done over the 4-week period, you actually get to keep my mobile phone number. So if you ever want to ask me any sort of question, it doesn't matter how small or big it is, you can actually go ahead and send me a message, and I'll get right back to you, and I'll make that a priority to actually send you a video note or a voice note, so I can actually go in and break down whatever you're struggling with. Literally doesn't matter what sort of question you're asking me. It could be, Montel, what time are you actually waking up in the morning, how are you staying motivated, what's your system for this, what's your system for that, doesn't matter. But without any further ado, what I'm going to do is jump in my laptop and show you how I'm setting up my meetings in a professional, organized and systemized manner. So guys, as you can see, we are now in my beautiful looking computer. So what you want to do is, first of all, you want to go to Google Chrome and you want to go to Acuity Scheduling. So you just want to type in Acuity Scheduling. Now, for those who don't know what Acuity Scheduling is, it's basically a software that allows you to, it's basically a calendar software in all its glory, basically. Long story short, it's basically a appointment scheduling software. Let me just go and show you the pricing. So, as you can see, there's 4 pricing plans. I don't recommend any of these two. I don't think you really need these two for what we're going to be using it for. Freebie, you can use Freebie, but what it doesn't allow you to do is sync your calendar in there. And what you can do is sync your calendar so that like whenever you book a meeting, it actually syncs with your iCal if you've got an iPhone or whatever. And it literally just syncs in there with your calendar or your Google Calendar, whatever calendar you're basically using. So I highly recommend using this. It's not that much per month. So and there's also a 7-day free trial. So this is just a demo account, so I'm actually just going to show you that how to basically set this up. I basically kind of went through this earlier today, but what I want you to do is set one of these up. So go to Acuity scheduling.com and actually go through and sign up and register for one of these accounts, and it's basically a appointment setting calendar software, if you will. So what you can actually do is set up your availability. So I know that some of you guys might be in college, or you might be in a job or something like that, and what you can actually do is set when you're at work. So you can say that you're not available until 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. or something like that, and you can actually just copy that for every day. So as you can see, all I'm doing is literally just copying and pasting that 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. As you can see, I'm pretty sure you get the point. And what you can do is save your regular hours there. And what that will basically allow you to do is set when you're available to take these actual calls, so that people don't obviously book a call when you're at work or something like that, which would really mess up your entire day. And what you can also do here, guys, is actually go and create your appointment types. Now, let's say that we want to go and book a discovery call. So let's just call this one discovery call. So a discovery call is basically when you're just diagnosing a business. It's basically a sales call in all of its glory. Let's not lie here, guys. It's basically a sales call, but we like to call them discovery calls because it sounds more professional, and it actually sounds like you've come on this call to discover more about that person's business, which you genuinely have, because it's not all about sales. You genuinely have reached out to this business owner to see if they're basically a good fit for your service, and if you can actually genuinely help them with their Facebook ads or whatever services you're providing. What I actually like to do as well is enter like a little description in here, such as just a friendly conversation to see if taking your business to new heights is possible. Just something very brief like that. You want to keep the duration around 30 minutes. Normally it's around 30 to 40 minutes a discovery call. I've had discovery calls much longer than that. I mean, the longer the better. And the reason for that, if you don't know, in sales is you can either invest in, you can either invest your time, or you can invest your money. So if you're on a discovery call with a business owner for more than 30 minutes, they are really invested in you because they're really interested. They've invested a lot of time with you. So, just keep this to 30 minutes. You might run over, you might not. Again, the price, if you are, offering coaching calls like I do, obviously you can set your price here and actually take payments inside of Acuity Scheduling. So it's like an amazing software. So guys, what you can also do is actually upload a picture in here. So whenever a person actually clicks on your scheduling link, you can actually, they can actually see a picture. Because of me, I've got like case study funnels where I've got, my calendar embedded into the actual case study funnel at the end, where people can actually book a discovery call with me. They can actually, they'll actually be able to see my other appointment types. So most of the time I like to keep my particular appointment types private, so that only people with the direct scheduling link can actually see that particular appointment type. So as you can see, we've got a discovery call here which says 30 minutes, which is great, and it's free. So guys, what we can also do is actually take and create an intake form. Now, intake form is basically if you want to ask them questions about their business. So you can actually give your form a name, such as application questions or something like that. So if you want to, take any questions or something like that, so for example, you can ask them, what's your business website? So for example, if you have this on a case study funnel, for example, if you have your scheduling link on your case study funnel or embedded into your case study, you can actually ask people, what's your website? So you can actually go and check their application form out to see if they're a qualified person to be jumping on this discovery call. You can then press, save this as a question, and then what you can do, guys, is select which type of appointment types actually have this form embedded on them. So another thing you guys can do is also customize your client's scheduling page. So you can actually see that you can have your your template as daily. You can see your business name. This is just something I created before. Obviously you want to create your actual business name, but on the side here it gives you like a little preview as to what the actual client on their end actually sees. I like to use the daily one because you can see exactly when I'm available. Scheduling instructions, what you can actually do is tell people here that they may have to make sure they select their time zone, make sure they check their emails, make sure they put the correct email in, because what we're going to be doing next is actually showing you how to automate your email follow-ups, and that's one of the great reasons why I actually use this software right here. I'm also going to show you how to embed your Zoom link inside of your Acuity Scheduling, which I'll show you in a second. So as you can see, you could select when your week starts. You could select your time format, your language, your time zone, really important. I actually recommend you make sure you click this right here where it requires your client to actually select their time zone before selecting the call. So I would definitely have that selected, especially if you're trying to land clients that are not in your country. So that's kind of all you need right now. Again, I'd actually just play around with this and actually type some information in here, and as you can see, it will pop up right here. Go ahead and play with this, but you can actually see the live preview sort of what this would actually look like. So you can actually see, discovery call, they then select their time zone. So this is what it looks like on the other end. So whenever you send this link right here to somebody, it will actually show up like this, and they can select, oh, I want to have a call with Montel at 1. They then press continue. They then enter their first name, last name, their phone number, their email address, which has to be the correct email address because they're going to get a couple follow-ups, which I'm going to set up in a second. And then again, your application questions, which we just created, actually show up here. So if you want to ask them, what revenue are you currently doing, you can actually have like a drop down to select a certain current revenue range. You can ask them questions such as, where do you want your business to be in the next 12 months? What are you currently making right now? You can ask them all sorts of questions, but guys, don't get too carried away with this sort of stuff. And the reason why I say that is because the more questions you ask, the less likely you're going to get somebody to fill out the application and confirm and book a call with you. And the reason for that is because it increases the barrier of entry, basically, if that makes any sense. It makes their job a little bit harder to actually get on the call with you. So basically, guys, if I was you, I wouldn't ask too many questions unless you do some sort of case study funnel with this embedded on it. If you guys don't know what a case study funnel is, you can go and check out one of mine in the description below. So guys, the most important bit right here is, I want to show you the email follow-ups. But before we do that, you can actually sync your calendars and stuff like that here, guys. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this. If you guys want more detail in this, you guys can, jump into the mentorship program, which I'll leave a link below. We can have a free consultation call to see if you are actually a good fit for that. But again, you can, these are all the calendars you can actually sync with. It's an amazing piece of software. You should definitely be using this. So let me show you what you guys want to do next. So you want to go to zoom.us. Now this is where you're going to actually host your meetings. So here's why the system is so amazing. Acuity Scheduling, so you don't get confused, is the software that allows you to basically handles your calendar for you. It allows people to book meetings with you, and it basically syncs with your calendars. You can block off certain days when you're not working. You can set your regular hours whenever you're available, all that sort of good stuff. Now Zoom is the actual software where you host your meetings on. It's kind of like Skype, but so much better, because you don't need to actually create an account. Like the client you're actually you're trying to get on a discovery call with, they don't need to create a Skype ID number or anything like that, and then you have to add each other and all that going back and forth. Basically, all you want to do is come to zoom.us and create one of these. Now, what you want to do is once you've created one of these, again, this is just a demonstration account, so don't go ahead and try, reaching out to me here. But what you'll do is you'll get a Zoom meeting ID. Now, what you want to do with this little link right here is actually you want to copy this. So you just want to literally highlight this, copy it. You want to go over to your Acuity Scheduling. You want to go down to email settings. So you want to go to business settings in your Acuity Scheduling on the left hand side here. You want to scroll all the way down to email settings. Now, whenever somebody books a meeting with you, they will automatically, now this is done by the software itself, so this is why it is really, really great. The emails will be sent automatically. So the initial confirmation email means that as soon as somebody actually books a meeting with you, immediately after they have booked, they will actually get an initial confirmation email. So let's say that, I've sent my link to some guy called John who owns an estate agent. So what will happen is he will be able to select a time. He'll, fill out the application form if there is an application form. Again, I don't really recommend that if it's just a discovery call and if you haven't built, any sort of rapport first, or you've taken them through some sort of case study or something like that. Especially if it's like if you've got your link online, basically, you definitely do want to take an intake form if you've got your link posted somewhere online. But what I want you guys to focus on here is you can keep all this information the exact same. What you want to do though is come to location. You want to delete this. You want to make sure you're in the box, and you want to just paste in your actual Zoom link. Now, what that's going to do is whenever your client books a meeting with you, the initial email will show you that, it will say thank you for your appointment, it's been successfully scheduled, and then you can type in instructions for the meeting. And then what you can do is, one, please don't take this call in a busy location. So basically, guys, you just kind of want to insert some sort of instructions like this. Again, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. The instructions you want to, use would be much cleaner than this. You would want to phrase it in a much better way than this. But I'm just giving you an example. So basically, you want to tell them, when you're taking a meeting with me, you don't want to be taking your call in a busy location. This is a real sit-down meeting where we're going to be diagnosing your business. So you don't want to be taking this in a busy location. You don't want to be, late. For clients late, that already shows you red flags. If they can't even attend a meeting on time, already shows you red flags. And if they miss their meeting without, actually notifying you, they're not really a great client. I can tell you already, they're probably going to be a headache client. And number 3, you definitely want to tell them that, they need to click on this particular link here that will take them directly to your meeting room. So that's what you want to do for your initial meeting. And for your reminders, I'm just going to save this. I'm not going to save it actually. So with your reminders, you want to do the exact same thing. So you want to take out this location bit here and just paste in your Zoom link. And now, if you're wondering what reminders are, reminders will actually send a email to your client's email address 24 hours, 6 hours, and 1 hour before. And that's kind of settings I actually have mine at. So 24 hours before the meeting actually kicks off, they will get a reminder email saying, hey John, just reminding you that, your appointments, it's basically an appointment reminder for, First Montel Gordon. And it will show you the type of meeting, the time and duration of the meeting, and it will show you where the meeting is. So this is a reminder email. I'm just going to save settings here. I'm going to add an extra one. And then I'm going to say, this one will be 6 hours before. I'm going to save this. And again, what you want to do is change the location here and put in your Zoom link. You want to press save settings. You want to then add an extra one. And then just say, 1 hour before. And again, you want to come down here and change the location. And again, in your reminder emails, you want to make sure you have the instructions as well pasted in here. So whenever you create your instructions for your meetings, you want to paste it in there. So guys, another thing I highly recommend is if you go to the client scheduling page, I really recommend you actually change this link right here. Because if I copy this and just open up a new private window and just paste that in, this is what you'll have to send to an actual client, and it looks really ugly. As you can see, this is not really easy to remember or anything like that. It's not got no branding on it, so I don't really recommend you using that. But what you can do is actually change the link name to something professional, such as, you know, tell Gordon, and then press save. And so guys, last but not least, if you're wondering how you get a customized direct scheduling link, what you have to do is you go to business settings, you want to go to appointment types, and then what you can do is actually change your appointment type from public to private, so you can actually use a private customized scheduling link. So now what you can do is go to your direct scheduling link, and as you can see, it says tellgordon.as.me, which, you know, is acuityscheduling.me. And what you can do is change this end bit at the very end. So what you can actually do is just type in discovery dash call or something like that and press save. So guys, last but not least, I actually want to show you what it actually looks like when you actually send this link over to a client, and what the process actually looks like, as in terms of, you know, what did the email say, what actually happens from there. So what you'd actually want to do is you go down to your direct scheduling link, the one that you've customized. You want to copy it, and then you want to send this over to your actual potential client. So as you can see, I am just loading this up now. What they'll do is, you know, they'll see the discovery call, they'll see that they have to select their time zone, they'll select it. Let's say they want to book, you know, for July the 16th at 1 p.m. So they just go and select that. You know, I'm just going to put testing just as a fake name. Phone number I'll leave blank for now. I'll change this to 13 as my other email, my other demo email, and I'll just put in some fake website here, google.com. Complete appointment, and just like that, the confirmation has been sent, the emails have been sent. They can reschedule if they want to. In the settings, you can actually change this. I recommend you don't allow them to reschedule or schedule an appointment a certain amount of hours in advance, certain days in advance. For example, if you let a client choose to schedule, you know, 7 days in advance, by the time 7 days has come up for your meeting, they've probably lost interest and the sales gone cold again, basically. So I just recommend you don't allow people to book more than 3 days in advance, basically. So they've got a window of 3 days. After 3 days, they can't book a call with you. That's just a little tip. But let me just go to this email address here and show you exactly what it's going to look like, the confirmation is going to look like, and all that sort of stuff. So guys, as you can see, this email has popped up here. It will say, you know, your business name. So it will say Montel & Co. This is just a fake business name I actually set up. It will say new appointment. It will say the appointment type, and it will say who it's with. So right here, it will say your client's actual name. So let's say the business owner is called John Wick. It will just say John Wick right here. It will say the date, time, and who it's with. But if you click on this, here's what the actual meeting looks like. You can see this agenda thing here. You can sign up for a calendar and they can add it into their Google Cal. It say appointment scheduled for John Wick, and then it will say what it is, which is a discovery call with Montel. It will say when it is, and it will say where it is. And this right here, if you click it, it will take you to Zoom and open up Zoom and open up the meeting link. So you definitely want to say in the instructions section here, you know, don't take the meeting in a busy location, don't be more than 5 minutes late, and make sure you use the link above to actually set up your meeting. And what will happen is once they've actually clicked this, it will take them directly to your meeting room. So you need to tell them, you need to basically click that link at the time of the meeting, so you get taken to the meeting room right on time, so we can have our call. And that right there is how you basically set up your meeting software and systems. And what will happen now, guys, is they don't even need to download and run Zoom. All they need to do is, you know, they can actually launch Zoom within their computer or even on their mobile phone. I believe they can actually use it on, and you can use it on your mobile phone as well. But the best thing about using Zoom is that they don't need to actually go through and create like an account that's going to take them ages. Then you don't need to, you know, add them as like Skype people do or anything like that. It's just straight to the meeting, and that's why it's so slick and so helpful. Again, Those free reminder emails have saved me so many times. The reminders are basically following up with your clients, so it basically increases your show up rate. And if you can increase the amount of people you have on sales calls and the people that show up, the amount of people that show up, is going to be very beneficial to your business in terms of increasing your closing percentage. So guys, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and I hope you found some value in it. Again, this is something that, you know, would probably have cost you thousands just to learn. It's a real business system. I've seen business owners with huge businesses that don't even have systems like this, which is crazy. And again, it really does build upon your authority, makes you look very professional and like you take your business seriously. And for those who are wondering how you get into the mentorship program, the 4-week mentorship program, all you have to do is basically click the link below and we'll just jump on a quick free consultation call just to see if, you know, you're a good fit for what I do and if I can actually genuinely help you. I mean, I'm only taking on a couple of people, so spots are quite limited. Now, that's not some BS scarcity type shit. I genuinely do like working with only a few people so I can actually deep dive into what I'm actually doing. And you can see I'm very meticulous with the amount of details I actually give you guys, and I like to deep dive into everything and clicking on showing you exactly why we do this, why that setting's like this. I like to explain everything down to a T, and I think that's why the students are, you know, are very happy with the actual mentorship program right now, and why they're actually setting meetings and closing clients. So with that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this and I hope that you can take this and implement it into your business successfully. And if you do, let me know and tell me how the results went. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.